to Lucy Lee Coaching Podcast. Let me introduce you to an amazing Alina. Alina is the rule coach, and she will spend her precious time with us today to share the rule points of view about dating to be married or dating to be girlfriend. Then we will answer your questions after that. Please place your questions in the comment, and we'll get back to you. We would love to have a lot of comments and send us your heart emoji. And now let me welcome Alina. Hi, Alina. Thank you so much for joining me today for this amazing topic. Please introduce yourself to Lucy Lee Coaching audience today.
And hi there. My name is Alina. I am being called on Facebook HOA UTD, which means United. And I also have a group which calls HOA United. So this is how Lucy and I met. And I am just so happy to be back because we already had another live stream a few months back, I believe, right? It feels like last week, but it's been a while.
Yes. And Alina, so yesterday we was chatting about like some people, young generation like your generation or even my generation, they still confused about dating. They don't care about the man gonna get will give them the ring and then propose and get married. They just care about, oh, I love that guy and I want to be with them. And we share this view yesterday, and I firmly believe in marriage. I was married before. After divorce, I remarried again. And in the 4 years gap, I was dating, and now I'm married again. I still strongly believe in marriage and all the benefit, all the protection, all the secure that the women have from the marriage. And I would love to for you to share your point of view based on the rule and based on your experience and the experience of the people you are surrounded with.
Right. Let me just share a little bit about my background and where I come from and how I got there, speaking to you, Lucy, and why I have a message that I really love to share because this is my passion. I really like to talk about it. And so I am whoever is familiar with the rules book and with the rules philosophy understands a little bit more, and I will try to make it clear for somebody who is not familiar, because not everybody read the rules. However, the concepts are very, very easy to grasp for a female because they're based in the nature of femininity. So whatever feels natural for us, whatever feels comfortable for a woman to is backed up with the rules. So I was the biggest rules breaker before I read the rules. I have done every possible mistake in my dating life. I mean, counted, like anything that could go wrong in relationships. I have done this and I have done every single mistake. I also went a little bit more back to understand where I'm coming from and why I did these particular mistakes, because let's face it, not every girl does these mistakes, and not every girl will go that far as I went to please the man, to move in with the man, to cook for a man who is not my husband, to gift him presents, to just be too available, be too eager, be too lowy-dowy, and all these things are actually a turn off for a guy who is just trying to date a new exciting girl. And and I think it was shortly after New Year's Eve in 2017, so it's been a while, when I actually called up my girlfriend and said, well, what's this book that you recommended to me? It was the rules book. And she's been trying for a while to tell me, you need to read this. You need to read this. Because she knew all my stories. I was complaining about men, and she was like, maybe this book will help you. just read it. So I finally went ahead and bought this book, and was like, reading the first pages made me already realize that I did everything wrong that I could have possibly done. And yeah, that's my previous story. Since then, I became a rules coach and I learned everything about it. I was in all the groups. I was trained by Ellen Fine and Sherry Schneider. I was trained also by diverse rules coaches. I was really learning from everyone who could possibly teach me something. And now I'm here just to give a little bit back of that wisdom that I have received over the years, that I was really obsessively learning about everything. So yeah.
That's amazing, Alina. And go back to our subject today. Why would you think the girls should get married, should have proposed before doing how wives draw? Like, yeah, please give like the family, the very clear definition, clear point of view that we was discussing yesterday.
Okay, so that's very modern view of looking at dating at the moment. Like we think, why can't we just have fun? Why can't we just like travel the world together, have the fun, live together, share everything? We're just, you know, dating. But the thing is, you're losing your time, your beauty, your resources when you are spending that resourceful time of your youth on one single particular man who will not be your husband. And if you want to have children, that's also extremely important that you choose your partner wisely. And if you're just dating for fun, you are losing your resources. For instance, I'll give you a perspective. A perspective would be, instead of going to study to university and really focusing on really developing yourself and skills, you're wasting your time hanging out with your boyfriend who is not going to be in your future. And I think naturally also women tend to be very, very emotionally heartbroken when a relationship does not work out, even with a man who is not very good to them. It's just in our nature. We get heartbroken. There's nothing we can do about it. It's very, very natural. So dating for fun is not fun in the end. What do you think, Lucy? You have to unmute yourself.
I totally agree with you, Alina. You have to know the way of dating. That's why I become very popular in my, for my Vietnamese audiences now, because I'm teaching them the way they date to have a husband. And I totally you know, agree with someone that just want to hook up or, you know, do something for fun. Dating, that's fine, and I can teach them too, you know, be safe, be fun. But if you really want to have something that I always say that's the highest achievement for us is, you know, a family. Everyone wants a family when you feel secure, protected, and you have everything, you know, you have freedom in the marriage too. So I teach them, you know, in so many programs that I'm doing at the moment. And whatever you bringing today, I totally agree with you. You have to learn to know the way you're dating, and you have to have very clear mindset what you want. Because, you know, as we talked yesterday in your group, some people, they don't care. They don't care, like, because they don't know. You know, you don't know, that's why you don't care. It's different. You know, and you don't care, it's different. So you have to know what is your mindset. What do you want in your life? What do you want to do with the man? What do you want with your life? How old are you? What is, what will you do the next year, next month, next week? So
I really agree with you. It's also really a mindset, what you really, you know, you don't have to grasp exactly what you want, because there are so many details in this life. You can't just perfectly imagine the perfect person next to you. I mean, I don't know how you did this. I just, you know, I want so much, but I'm not sure if all of that is just capable to be reproduced in a person. done. So I'm not putting so much pressure on it. I'm just having my list of like things that I really, really think are important, like generosity, like being, you know, just a nice person. I think this is way more important than having a particular shoe size or hair color or an eye color, because these are the things which are nice to have, but secondary. There are so many more better qualities in a person that are just much more important than you know, secondary things, like really it's particular occupations, like he has to be a doctor. Okay, what if he is an engineer? Is that a bad thing? So you will eliminate yourself for other potential amazing suitors if you are too specific with your wish list, I believe.
Yes. So what I say, the mindset is be specific of what you like. I always tell to my audiences, like, why I have the life like this, because I am not settled for less than this. That's my mindset. And when I met my husband, he was my friend before. I didn't settle with him because he wasn't, you know, anyone in the picture of the life that I want. And when I have very strongly mindset, and she has the potential of the picture that I want to be with him. And then I said, okay, I go with him. Of course, you have to have, you know, the feelings, and you have to have, you know, your heart, and you have everything like normal, like, you know, you in love with that person, of course, but you in love with your heart, but with the mindset, with the right mindset.
Like, were you in love with your husband right from the start? I mean, did you think like, oh my God, this is the man of my dreams, I have to have them?
No.
Or were you like, oh,
no. I see, what can you offer me? Can you bring to the table? Let's see if you can, you know, if you are my taste. So even though I was in love, I was so much into him, but I wasn't, you know, throw myself into him. I observed myself, and I still rotational dating. I date variety of guy at the same time. So dating, coffee dating, cinema dating, dinner dating, and I will see, should I settle for this? Should I settle for that? Do I deserve this, or do I deserve better? So when you're dating and you go out and date with so many different guys, and you know where you are at and what you deserve to, and that's the skill you need to learn. It's easy to say, but you have to have throw yourself through. You remember our last live stream, we talked about, like, you know, dating online sometimes it's not fun, but you have to get there, get to know yourself, and you have to really throw yourself, you know, to be visible to the world. That's how you attract the guy, because, you know, you are visible now. You can't attract the guy if you are hiding and you invisible.
You truly need to put your face out there. And I mean, nowadays we have the luxury of, you know, being able to sit at home and still be everywhere. You can join every single site which is out there. It doesn't matter this is a farmers, where it's only for Muslims, or for Asians, or it's only for Russians. Just go anywhere where you think maybe I could. Don't limit yourself on like, oh, I only want, you know, meet people from my town. That just is limiting a lot. You will maybe take a longer time, or you will maybe settle for somebody who's not ideal for you. You really need a bigger mindset. You really need to think big, big, big. I suggest to everyone who is interested in dating in general, who is single, be everywhere, in every single country, be on every single site. Just have good pictures, have a very nice profile, put something very, you know, something cute about yourself. Don't overshare, put nothing negative, because this is such a small introduction of you. Like, just few lines about yourself is enough. Your favorite movie, your favorite food, places you like to visit, and where you live, maybe some sort of your occupation, like if you're working in fashion or if you're working in medicine or anything like that, don't try to brag if you're a doctor or a lawyer or somebody who is a high earner. As a woman, you will attract somebody who might have not the best intentions. So just say your medical field or your, just think about how you can generally think of your profession in just very, light and breezy way.
Yes. Can you share with us your experience about like why you stick on like, I'm not gonna move in with you unless you marry me? From the experience you had with your fiancé, share with the girls so they will learn from our mistake, our pain, so they won't step over it. Okay, you will listen to this girl. If you want to get married, you have to stick to the rule. Okay, back to you.
Okay, I love to talk about this. So one of my biggest mistakes was that I was willingly wishing to move in with my boyfriend, and I thought this is the stepping stone to the next, to our relationship, that I was hoping to be, more involved with him, for him to be more committed. I really genuinely thought that this will make a man commit. I mean, and it just never worked out. I lived with 2 of my boyfriends, and by the time my second relationship ended with my ex-fiance, with whom I lived for over 4 years, I swore to God I would never live with a man again unless I am married. Because it's just so, girls, if you ever think about living with a boyfriend, you have to consider that it's really hard to move out and to break off a leasing agreement, because maybe you co-sign with your partner. It's really hard to divide the furniture, to move the furniture, to move your stuff. And besides, when you live with a man, it's impossible or almost impossible for you to meet a better man. Maybe he's not right for you. Maybe he's not good. And then you're limiting yourself because you're constantly observed. Men become very possessive. When they think that they own you, they become very possessive, and they can control you more if you live with him also, or it can go otherwise. What can happen is he can feel suffocated. He feels like, oh my God, now I live with that person and I can't, just have a gaming night, boys like to play, and he's going to be like very suffocated emotionally, thinking now that you're nagging him, you're about his socks on the table, or about his underwear that is lying around, and all these like routine family stuff is happening with a boyfriend, and you lose absolutely your mystery. Mystery is the biggest asset in a woman, I mean emotionally, because men like really to conquer a woman, and if he's not really conquering in you anymore because you already live with him, he already got you. He doesn't think you're special anymore. And that's why it is so important. And really, it's not that much fun, to be honest with you. Once you live with a boyfriend, you start becoming very anxious because you think now you are totally committed because you're living with that person, but he's not. In his mind, he can jump off any second. Lucy is nodding. Please, Lucy, say something about it.
You know what? I don't know why but I really very firmly training my girls. If you want to get married to the guy, never ever live with him before marriage, or even never accept to be girlfriend but fiancé straight away. Because guys nowadays, they're very lazy because women become more masculine. They does all the mother job already. They does all the job. They chasing, they do everything, and that make them lean back, and they don't have that job to do anymore. And now you're moving in with him, they even lean back even more in the relationship. And and you will just secretly wish, oh my God, look at Lucy, got so many surprise, nice thing, and engagement ring and beautiful wedding. That will be your dream forever if you moving in with him, because when you're moving with him, his instinct sleeping. And it's sleeping like sleeping beauty. You're very hard to come to trigger his instinct again. And only way to trigger his instinct, he doesn't even know it. The men don't even know this owning instinct that they sleeping inside. Of course, they want easy way. They don't want to have to work hard to own you. So if you make it easy for him, oh, he would love it. Oh, thank you so much, darling. I never met a girl, beautiful girl, smart like you, and you know, you make my life more meaningful. No, he has to be the one who make you happy. You are not the one who make him happy. Listen to these girls, and don't settle before the rings. Only that way that you can trigger his instinct. His instinct is owning and hunting and claiming you as his forever one. If you do this mistake, you can settle for girlfriend forever. And that, if is that your choice, congratulations. If you want to be a wife happily ever after, dating for fun and see what is the best option that he can give to you, not the best option that you can give for them. Okay, what about you, Alina? Then after this, we can move on to the questioning. So if more than 30 people is watching us at the moment, if you're clear about the message that me and Alina are sharing with you today, say clear, and then we will move on to the question. Back to you, Alina. Oh, your internet is frozen already. Can you hear me? Is this my internet?
I think you were delivered.
Okay. I think your internet got something.
Hello. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you, but very delayed.
Yay, I see it delayed from my end too.
Okay. You have to unmute yourself. I can hear you.
I keep talking with the mute on. Okay, back to you. Is there any more tips or hints that you would like to share with my audience today?
One thing that I wanted to share about living together with a boyfriend is that my personal experience has shown that they become complacent. They don't value you anymore. So you start having less date nights. You start to hang out at home. He starts being cheap. I mean, it's a very slow process, and that's so hard to track down. But like with the year, it just slows down, and he becomes lazy. He might get, complaining about you, things like the way you dress, or he doesn't like the dress that you're wearing, even though he liked it before. So he starts complaining about you more and more and more. He starts investing in you less and less and less. And so that's what happens when you live with a boyfriend. And I did this twice. So I can, in both cases, it happened. And some go even as far as become abusive. So if he doesn't value you anymore, men become abusive. So it's very, very dangerous to live with a man. And how do you really determine somebody's abusive to you? It's just, how do you feel? And not every man who lives with his girlfriend is abusive. So you really need to pay attention on red flags. And that's why I refuse to live with anyone unless I am married or about to be, to be married. Anyway, yeah, back to Lucy. I think we have tons of questions, and I would.
Okay. Let me wrapping up this. You know, the other day, I have the other interview podcast, and the girl bring very good point of view. Like, you know, when you live with the man, you get to know him. So, with that point of view, how can you get to know the man without living with him? Back to
Good
you.
question.
Beautiful.
Wonderful question. I thought the same way, and I believe many think the same way. How do you know a person? How do you know him? How is it living with him? If you don't try out living with a person, is that, well, you will observe him over an extended period of time during your dating. How is he taking you out? Okay, is he actually asking you on dates? Can he plan a date? Is he capable of planning a date? And that's a biggie. A man will ask you out all the time. Hey, let's hang out, let's do Netflix and chill. But this is not a proper date. A guy who's properly courting you on a regular basis, that means he's not skipping the weeks. He is up to date. He is always trying to pin you down to meet you in the next time and the next time. He is consistent. He's nice. He's just nice. You feel really relaxed with him. And I know that in the beginning of a relationship, everyone is trying to be the best versions of themselves. And he's trying to impress you, and he might not show every single thing about him. And we all do that. We're also not trying to hang out the worst possible, side of us. So how do you know if he's still a right guy? Is that you keep pacing a relationship. You need to have very, very strict boundaries. And I mean by that, you shall not go with everything. And by that, I mean, you need to pace a relationship. You can only see him once a week. And that's the rules thing. That's in the book. If you read the book, it will say you can only meet him once a week. And it's going to be for a longer period of time. And I mean like 3, 4, 5 months. Maybe later you can meet him twice a week. If this is a long distance relationship, you might not see him for 2 weeks, which is also fine. So a guy who is not really interested in you first, he will not stick to that. He'll drop out. He will maybe meet you once, twice, 3 times. And I figured by date number 4 or 5, most of guys who are not serious will drop out. So it's not going to be a loss for you of time. It will be maybe a month or 2, and you will know that he's interested then. Another thing, how do you know if he's a nice guy, is how he treats people. And I mean, is he treating you nice, but he's really rude to a server or a doorman, or he is yelling at the phone at his employees? I mean, you will take a note on how he is really. Or, nobody can really play a role over month and month and month and month of courtship. I mean, rules girls date up to a year or maybe 2 years if you're very young. So nobody is going to be playing a nice guy. If he's not a nice guy, you will see very early his true colors.
Yes.
And right, Lucy?
Yes. Okay. Let me wrapping up this. Listen, the message just like this. It takes at least 6 months for dating to know a person. If he consistently chasing you, providing, protecting, giving, planning dates, and affirming you, then you don't need to live with him to get to know him. You just need to see his action, consistent action. After 6 months, a year, then you already know the guys. And let all the exciting, all the knowing more, sharing more like a wife after marriage, okay? You don't need to live with someone to get to know them. Just pick up a masculine accent from him, providing, protecting, giving, planning date, consistent. The consistent and accent, look for that. Okay, thank you so much. And girls, have you decided to date to get married? or date to be your girlfriend? Comment in the comment for us, and let's me read some of the questions from our beloved ladies here. Are you ready, Alina?
I'm ready.
Okay, from my beloved beautiful girls, Van, she asked, is there any different standard when men choose women to be their girlfriends or their wife? Any standard from the honey?
So the thing is, it's not really a checklist in his mind. He might have a checklist in his mind, but men don't really operate on a checklist when they meet a girl they're naturally drawn to. And I mean, like, he's standing in front of you and he can't just look away. He is staring at you because he thinks you're so beautiful. He just want to bask in your presence. He doesn't think, okay, she has a degree. Okay, all right, her parents are nice. You know, okay, she works that job. All right, check. He doesn't think that way. He is just like animalistically into you, and that's called a spark. A man needs a spark to feel inside, to be drawn to a specific woman, and that's the woman he's more likely to marry if she is not living with him, not doing the mistakes that I've done before.
Mother the man, mothering the man.
Yeah, no, mothering.
Okay. Is this clear, Van? That's question, and we move to the question number 2 from HOA NGHIêM. Where should we go to find high quality men nowadays? I think a lot of you want to get answer for this question, are you?
Okay, I love this question. I love every single question. I'm so excited to talk about it. Like, that's my favorite thing to do. Okay, where do you find high quality men? All right, the high quality men don't really, I mean, okay, what's the level of high quality? What do you define high quality? High quality, a guy who is I think we had this in our last talk. What's a high quality man? I mean, the high quality is anyone who is providing, protecting, taking you out on a regular basis, marrying you. That's high quality. That's enough or not. So I think she's assuming somebody who is more wealthy, educated, somebody who is maybe owns a business, somebody who is able to provide more than an average. I think she means that, and they can be anywhere. That's the thing. You need to be everywhere and leave the doors open on all sides, just to be able to observe. And then you do your casting and say, okay, this one does not suit me. The next one maybe also doesn't feel right. And it's very hard. But men do the same thing. You need to stop also being nice to men you don't like. In the beginning, when I started doing the rules, I was dating guys who I was not attracted to as a means of training myself to go to dates, the proper dates. But nowadays, I don't do this anymore. I say no to dates because I don't like the guy. I don't see him anywhere going higher than he already is. And I think the same way in terms of high value man is somebody for me who is brilliant in something. Brilliant. So that's the mindset I think of a man that I find attractive, is somebody who is brilliant in whatever he's doing. It doesn't matter what he's doing, he needs to be brilliant. And if you see that spark in a man where you think, wow, he's got skills, and that's very important in a man, skills, not just blah, blah, blah. What can he actually do?
Smart, sense of humor, playful. Do you think playful, not smarting? No. It needs a lot of brave and skill to be playful. And when you see Lucy very freedom and laughing and playing and teasing husband, and you think the girls doesn't need skills and intelligence to do that. No, it needs a lot of brave and skills and intelligence, because she's skillful, she's intelligent, she's smart. That's why she's confident. And you can see that when she's playful.
Also, another thing, I think your husband, also a good example for it, is just he makes you happy. I mean, how do you feel around him? Are you happy? You're happy because, you know, it radiates through women. How a man treats her, it radiates through you. Like in Russia, we'll say a woman, something like this along the lines, a woman is only blossoming when she is nurtured by her man, and vice versa as well. So it has to be a good balance in a relationship. So you really need to, you know, you will not attract somebody in your imagination necessarily if you're not on the same level, mentally at least. You don't have to make the same money. That's the mistake. Don't think that you need to make the same money as a man. That's not necessary. But mentally, you need to be on the same level.
Okay. So you got your questions answered. Hoa Nghiêm, men are everywhere. Okay. Open your eyes a little bit bigger and have your blind spot. Check. And we move to the question number 3 here. Thank you so much for brilliant answer, Alina. We appreciate you so much. And we move to question number 3: how to put photos and write a profile on for an attractive man.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very important when you do online dating, to put your best face forward. And how do you do that if it's just a picture online? But you have to understand that's absolutely enough to have your best picture online for a man to become very interested in meeting you, in genuine, like setting up a date to meet you, to drink a coffee with you, maybe invite you for dinner. And how you don't blow it is by writing a correct bio and something short and sweet about yourself. But the mistake some girls like to make, and I have observed it mostly in Asian countries, because this is like this cute culture is really transferring into the way Asian women communicate online with men. Yes, this. So while I think it's cute, and men think as well it's cute, but it shows immaturity. So
yes. That's why I teach my my audiences, my client, I always have to be no QT, no Photoshop, no you know, no app. Just be you, because men mentality, they very logic. They allergic with those kind of photo, and women think cute and beautiful. No. Back to you. Thank you so much for the point and pointed that out.
I think this is why I'm pointing this out, because many women do this mistake, not just Asian, but it's just in their culture. And like Japanese girls do this, like a lot of filters on top, like with butterflies and sparkles and smiley, emoticon everywhere. And this shows immaturity. This will also attract men, but those are users. They're not serious. So if you think, wow, I have like hundreds of messages from all these men, and they're like so interested, and like they think I'm cute, but they're not serious. So you really need to be extremely careful. There are many users out there, and as a girl, you need to double, triple, 5-time check on every person you're meeting in a safe place. So a cute girl is more prone to, you know, have difficulties or meeting a man who is not good. So be careful. Don't use anything cutesy, immature, no pictures. Just have a portrait, very normal. You can smile, have a very natural smile with your eyes. Be happy on that photo. Like Lucy has a perfect photos for it. Like just take a look at Lucy's photos, how she's smiling. That's the way you need to smile.
Do you know that I'm very weak at technology, so I don't have any app on my phone. I don't know how to use it. It feels so scary for me to use, because when I use some app, it doesn't look like me anymore. So I don't use any app. So I asked my husband, you have to learn how to take good photos and learn which sign is my, you know, my good sign. So take the photos from there, and it turned from my weak point to my strength. So be real, be you, is your strength. When you feel insecure, when you feel scared, that's how you hiding. by, you know, put a lot of app and trying to get slim and then hide all your freckles and things like that. So be you,
yes, yes.
but the
This
best
is
version of
very
you.
important. Sorry, I interrupted you. This is so important. You really need to be careful with Photoshop. I mean, really. So you can modify, okay, I'm gonna give you guidelines on how to modify what is acceptable, what's not. So acceptable is remove your blemishes on your skin. That's acceptable because we wear makeup, we can hide it anyway. You can adjust a little bit your hairstyle because hair is, you know, that's fine, it grows, it's nothing like really major. No adjusting, well, you can wear contact lenses, but be careful with those too. Nothing slimming you down, nothing like accentuating or trying to make it bigger, smaller, whatever. This works on Instagram, that's fine. But when you modify too much of your body, you will attract the wrong person because you show up on a day that the person is expecting a specific body because he is attracted to a specific body and you're not like this. And you wasted your time, he wasted his time, you're frustrated, he is frustrated, because there will be somebody out there who likes exactly you, the way you look, exactly your body type, the way your waist looks like, everything. Just frame yourself in a very nice dress. I bumped my microphone. In a very nice dress. Have some nice makeup on that photo, right? Not too much Photoshop, just minimal Photoshop. Also, there have to be 2 pictures, a portrait and a full body. And that's it. You don't need no 3, 4, 10 pictures. This shows like you're desperate to find a guy. It's desperate. You need 1 or 2 photos, that's enough. You can just also leave 1 full body shot and that's also enough.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I think it's useful for a lot of you. If it's useful for you, can you drop down useful? I see a lot of you watching us live today. Just drop a useful. If it's because Alina's here and she give us a lot of her energy and her wisdom. So give her heart now. Thank you so much. We move to number 4 and the list still coming. Okay, thank you. In the rules book, I see a rule in online dating is just texting for the first 4 messages. If he doesn't schedule a plan to meet you directly, then you will remove him. And the question is, do you really follow this rule strictly, or you will flexibly extend the number of time?
Okay. This, you have to understand that every single rule in the book makes sense. You can't really pick and choose there, and explain you why specifically this rule is have to be done the way it is mentioned in the book. And I'll explain you also how you can do this. First of all, you need to understand that why we do this. We do this so we don't waste our time. Women waste years of their time chatting, writing long letters to men who they never met. And it's like this long time, oh, and it's always excuse, like, he's a surgeon, he has no time to meet me, and it's been months. We text, we know everything about each other, but we still have not set up a date, and he is not even talking about it. So in order to weed out men who are just happy to chat around, and there are many of those out there who have no plans to meet you or build a relationship. I mean, not to speak about marriage, right? I mean, you're like forever chat girl. You're wasting your time. You think it's fun to chat with a handsome guy who you never met, but like you think, right? Yeah, you're wasting your time. And the rules are about not wasting your precious time. Because this time that you're typing a message to a man who is not gonna be in your future, like he's nothing. He's dead to you. If he's not asking you out, he's dead. And it sounds like so harsh, but it's really what it is. There are billions of men out there, and if he's not asking you out, he's dead.
I have this mantra for my girls. He's not here, he doesn't exist.
He does not exist.
Yes. Okay.
And
Follow that strictly. And thank you so much for very helpful. Your energy today is awesome. That's why the questions keep flying in. Okay. Whoever asked that questions, you clear about the answer from Alina, so we can move on to number 5.
I will add a few more things about this because I'm trying to complete this question. So
Thank you.
About the four messages. So actually the 4 messages are for him. You have 3 messages if he did not ask you about the 4th message or 5th or 6th. So the thing is how you navigate this. I'm going to make it very short and quick. He's texting you hi, you're texting hi back. He's texting you how are you doing? You're saying good, thanks. So this is your 2nd response. And then he's saying, well, what kind of food do you like? And this is going to be your 3rd response and last one. You have to also remind yourself, you have to pace your responses 24 hours. It's not chatting back and forth 5 minutes later. No, you wait a day or longer to respond. So he is waiting anxiously for you to reply. He's not going to waste days of his time to, maybe you will drop out and he will never meet you. So if he's interested, he will ask you within days. If he's not interested, so you respond to him, then by the 3rd message, you say, oh, I like Italian food, because he's asking about your food. If he's not saying, well, how about we're going to get some Italian food next weekend? How about that? If he's not asking you this or asking for your number, either or, you stop responding. This is your 3rd message. You stop responding. You will leave him on hold. You don't have to delete him, but you can leave him on hold. Leave him. He's dead fish for now. If he's coming back by his 5th message, he's double texting you, right? He's asking about the food that you like, and he's asking you nothing related to meeting up. And then he's like, oh, maybe she's not interested. I don't know. Maybe I ask you out for coffee, right? So sometimes they need a little bit more time, and then he will ask you about the 5th message. But if like weeks pass time and he has not suggested any meetup, he's dead. Leave him. Okay, next question.
You get it, girls. He's not here. He's not following up. He's out of the game. Okay, game over. Okay, the 5th question. He asked me out on Wednesday for a date on Saturday night, but he doesn't confirm a specific time and place immediately. Can I accept if he confirms it later? If yes, what is the allowed minimum time between the confirmation and actual date? In my case, a guy once confirmed very late, just 2 hours before the date.
Okay, I understand the question. Like he asks her out and she does not get the information about the place and time, I guess. Well, anything like the place, I guess, right? So she doesn't know where she has to come for him to meet her, right? And she gets the response of the location 2 hours before they meet up, right? That's correct?
Yes.
Okay, I understand it that way. Okay, so that's actually a very popular question among the rules girls on the chat forums, in the rules groups. Many times I've seen this question. Oh, he did not confirm the place. I don't know where I'm gonna meet up, and now I have to get ready. I don't know if he's gonna, follow up or not. And that's what sucks about online dating. And that's what you have to accept. That's going to happen to you too. It happened to me. It happened to every single girl that is online dating or is trying to meet more people outside of her hometown, whatever that is. So it will happen many times. It happened to me. How you do this, if this is your first time meeting a person, like let's say we call it a date 0, you've never met him before, he contacted you online, and you're about to meet him up, right? And he does not give you a location. And then he follows up 2 hours before. Okay, you let it slide one time. Because sometimes you don't know, you give him a chance. This time, because he followed up in the end. And how you process it beforehand, you get ready as if the date is happening. yeah, it sucks because you feel like, oh, I need to get ready, do my nails, do my hair, do my everything, and dress up, and I don't know if he's gonna fall up. So you need to have a plan B. Plan B will be just go out by yourself, go get a coffee somewhere or dinner, whatever you can afford, go to a museum, I don't know, car show maybe. Anyway, so don't let this stop you from being frustrated, sitting at home. I know it happens. It happened to me too. Like I got dressed, I got all dolled up, what new clothes and manicure, pedicure, everything, and the guy was just not willing to travel to my area. I was like, well, I got ready for nothing. Well, you get ready as if the date is happening, and then have a plan B if he's not following up. But generally speaking, I think it's inconsiderate to not follow up with details and wait till so late. It's very, so it's a pink flag. It's not a red yet, but it's a pink flag. Lucy, back to Lucy.
Okay, you get it, girls. Always have plan B for those situations and just let it happen once. Okay, because once is enough. Otherwise, that's why I'm teaching you girls about boundaries. You can use in this situation. Okay, we move to number 6. I love this question from Van Van. Again, it's very good question, Van Van. How to become queen in our men's hearts with girlfriends and wife position. Please kindly share your advice and tips.
Okay, be a queen. I don't know. Think of yourself like a princess. It's hard to do, but like you are, okay, in the rules book, we say you are a creature unlike any other. And no matter what is going on in your life, literally, it does not matter. You can be broke, you have maybe no pretty clothes, you're maybe sick, you dropped out of school, you're homeless. It does not matter what is going on in your life. You are special, and there's no one else in the whole world who's just like you. Understanding that will make you realize that you're special, you are worthy. And you know, it's a process, and it's always constant fighting against like self-doubt and not feeling worthy and thinking you don't deserve it. And I have this too. Everyone has it. You're trying constantly to go back to actually that, you know, you are, yes, you are, you can, and you push forward, and you have to fight this, constantly fighting this, pushing forward. It's never ending process, and that's what the rules are about, to become the best version of yourself. It's not just to get them in. It's the secondary thing. The first thing is you.
Yep.
Right, Lucy?
Yes. So to be queen in the man's heart is to be the best version of yourself and be you, and comfortable to be you, and make yourself beautiful because you like it, you love it, because you deserve it, not to get the man's heart. So be the best version of you. Keep growing, keep doing self-development, and happy, and be yourself. Okay. Thank you so much for brilliant answer. Let's move to number 7. I want to hear your opinion about sex before marriage. To you, when it is the ideal time.
Okay. I'm not going to give you an answer, particularly yes or no. It's really a personal decision how you feel about the whole issue. How do you really feel? So like, don't think, okay, this is what everybody does, and that's why that's like acceptable and normal. You know, the whole world can tell you one thing, but if you feel otherwise, then this is your personal truth. And I'll give you 2 options. I'll give you 2 options, the way you can look at this issue, and then you can decide whether you can decide for yourself what is right for you. But the first way of looking at this, whether this is right for you or not, to have a premarital romantic physical relationship with a man, is a modern way. A modern way would be you're trying to feel whether this person is suitable with you, and you really don't want to buy a dead cat in a sack. So you really want to check what you're getting into. So that's why you check him up and see if he is, making you happy in that way, right? So yes, it's a very legitimate way of looking at this. Also, I think you're operating a little bit from the anxious side because you're afraid he might not be good. So you're trying to check him up and see, okay, here we're suitable. This is a modern view, and it's absolutely acceptable. This is fine. Also with the rules, by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. Even Ellen Financial Schneider will say, well, that's okay. That's okay. It's if you feel comfortable, about this whole thing, you're perfectly fine. However, I'll give you a second option. Second option is traditional way. So traditional way is when you just wait till you get married and then have a sexual intercourse. So why I call it traditional is because our grandparents, our great-great-great-parents, and so on, just any generations, starting with our grandparents, have not had this luxury of just deciding, oh, I want to sleep with him or I don't want to sleep with him, right? Because there was no contraception. What's the pill? There was no pill. There was no way for a woman not to get accidentally pregnant being unmarried, and that was just end of life for so many women. So the whole family protected virginity of their daughters because it was absolutely devastating and painful for any woman to become pregnant out of wedlock, right? So but it changed that we got the pill and the sexual revolution. And then any woman was able to decide whether she wants to sleep with a man or she does not want to sleep with a man, and be okay if he walks away and she walks away out of a relationship. So, but it just messes with the nature of a relationship. It's my opinion. And what happens is that when a man conquers you physically, he stops thinking about you as this unattainable, precious queen, a woman of his dreams. I'm not counting for everyone. Everyone has their own view. And even if you are not a virgin anymore and you suddenly decided to be like, okay, my next relationship, I don't want to sleep with a man until I'm married. It's perfectly fine to do that in your next relationship. You don't have to be a virgin to be like, okay, but like I have to be a virgin to be able to proceed that way. That I can tell a man I want to wait till the marriage. No, absolutely not. I have heard stories of women who worked as escorts and prostitutes who actually did not sleep with their husbands until they got married.
Yes.
So, back to Lucy.
I really love your answer today. It's just like perfectly fun, like beautiful. One thing that I don't like to, beside what you are talking about, when you have sex with a guy, you release a lot of oxytocin. Oxytocin make you very addicted to the guy. When the guy release oxytocin, it make him sleep. You use oxytocin to be born, to addicted to him. So it makes you more fragile, girls. So the choice is you, okay? It's just this from me. Okay, we move. How about do you love our answer and give the heart and the comment for Alina? Again, her wisdom and her knowledge is so awesome. I love it. I could stay here and interview with you forever, Alina. We move to number 8. Okay, how to remove limiting belief about ourselves to attract the right partner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
good question. I love it. You need to shift your perspective. It's just one answer out of many that I I could think about it, because every single, I mean, you have to realize, where is it coming from? Like limiting belief. Did your parents tell you you're not worthy? Did your ex-boyfriend said you were piece of work? Where is it coming from? Because you got it from your environment in a way that you have accepted that self-belief that is limiting yourself. And I do have limiting beliefs myself in different areas of my life, and I know, and I'm fighting against them, and it's all life. We get there at some point eventually. Like Lucy will tell me something that I didn't share with Lucy something, and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know I was doubting myself. That's interesting. So yeah, I think what's really helpful is just shifting your perspective from your persona to I think a next project, a thing that you love to do, like start a new project, maybe go to school, get new friends, new hobbies, and stop worrying about your being self-conscious. That makes us doubt ourselves about, like, oh, am I too not pretty enough? Am I not smart enough? Like, stop thinking about it and shift your perspective into something productive. That really helps.
Yes, it's beautiful. So I just add a little bit more. So find down where did you get that limiting belief from, and flip it to your new belief. Okay, so that was someone else's limiting belief, because accidentally, the way you grow up, you adopt it to you, and you think that's your limiting belief, but actually was someone else's limiting belief. And now when you recognize that you have that limiting belief, you can release it and adopt your new mindset and new belief. Okay, that is the way. Thank you so much. It's beautifully answer for this question, Alina. We move to number 9. We have 2 more. Can and Rugel publicly express her disapproval about a social issue, because in Vietnam it is supposed that Rugel should always be gentle and sweet with a positive aura.
Oh, I totally understand. So she thinks she cannot say anything negative, anything controversial, anything that is, politically, triggering, maybe. Okay, I mean, I used to think the same way in the very beginning when I started my rules journey, that all I have to be is just that wonderful butterfly that is absolutely, just magically happy all the time, and there's nothing, and that's really one side of being a rules girl. Yes, you see life from the positive side. You're trying to see life and see the good things, and in whatever is happening in your life. But we are not airheads. We are not stupid. We don't try to look stupid. I know it's very attractive to some men, but you're not. I mean, the wife of George Clooney, Amal, right? That's his wife. Yes. Is an extremely smart woman. Did she hide the fact that she's a extremely smart and successful lawyer, and she can give public talks and is looking so confidently and is beautiful inside out? Was she, hiding, her tongue inside her mouth? Was she not expressing her opinion publicly? I think she did quite the opposite. She did exactly what she thought was the right thing to do. So just look for examples out there of smart, successful women who are in happy marriage, where you consider it to be a rules marriage. And that's all you need to know. I don't need to give you examples. You will find them.
Yes. Shine your light, ladies. Okay, we move to number 10. How can we date in this pandemic time? Brilliant questions. I think all the singles lady love this. Back to you. Thank you, Alina.
It's hard. I mean, no doubt it's hard to go out. I think the hardest part that has really been taken away from us, I mean, naturally, we can't go to public places like events where are many people out there, where you can show your beautiful face, your beautiful dress, and talk to many men. It's just, yeah, you can't do this right now, but that's okay. We still have online dating. We still have, we still can go grocery shopping. I mean, you can go to a supermarket, yes, dress up a little bit, do a little bit of hair, a bit of makeup. And I can reassure you, saying this is, I have been approached with the mask on by men outside, like naturally. I had my mask on, but I was wearing something tight and pretty, like white, how white denim jeans or cute shirt, and did my makeup, did my hair. It was enough for a man to like see your figure, see your hair, your eyes, your aura. This mask is not going to stop him from approaching you. So yeah.
Yes, lady. So use any opportunities to be your best, okay? That is the message. And this is the last questions. Lady, thank you so much for being here and showing your hospitality to our beautiful guest, Alina. Thank you, girls.
Thank you.
We're wrapping up by this last question. What activity should we do for dating in this hard COVID time? We have to change the rule a little bit, as we are in lockdown and can't meet in the restaurant or coffee shop. What if we have online dating, but just keep it for about 3 months and then stop because he can't travel to visits because of the lockdown?
Oh, I see. There are probably like two questions in a question.
Okay.
So I'm going to divide this in two parts. The first part will be, what can you actually do now? Like if your guy approaches you online and he says, "Oh, you're so pretty. Would you like to meet up?" And there's everything, closed. So it depends on the situation, how it is right now in your country, in your area where you live. Whether something is open, like a coffee shop, you can grab a coffee to go, or maybe you can go to a restaurant, but you can only sit outside. So even my country is always changing, it's always shifting. Like once we were able to sit outside, then we were not able to sit anywhere. It was closed, everything. Now it's starting to open up again, but we still need to wear masks inside. It's like, it's a chaos, but you need to adapt to your environment as best as you can. So whatever you can do, do. However, if it's a really hard lockdown, there's nothing open, you can still grab a coffee from somewhere outside and go for a walk. I mean, this is the only exception that is approved by Ellen and Sherry, by the way. I think somebody confirmed that they said it's okay if you go for a walk. However, I would not recommend to continue just going for walks with the same person. I would rather wait till things start getting better and start opening up. So yeah, give a guy this one chance of walking around, maybe with a coffee, maybe with some little food snack around. But whatever is available there, just use it as much as you can. I mean, yeah, we have to adapt. It's kind of hard right now, but he still has to travel to your area. You can't meet him just, in the city because it's somewhere in the middle. No. He has to come to where you live. That way you can walk and be close, but don't reveal where you live. So this is like, you meet him in the area where you live, but don't let him walk you back home. No, if it's a first meet, don't do that.
Okay, girls. Oh my God, you learn all the rule books just from 1 hour live stream with Alina. How amazing is that? Thank you so much, Alina, for your beautiful energy and answer all the questions that my audience has sent to you. Oh, I feel so happy, and I don't want to finish this, but this the end of it. And thank you for being here. Thank you to openly share with us. And girls, I know that this is pandemic. I don't know when it's gonna be end, but prepare yourself. Get prepared. Always be your best self, and you don't have to wait for something to happen. Make something happen. Do differently, something that suits you now. Do something that makes you happy now. Don't wait for Mr. Right or your Prince Charming to come to rescue you. You do this now for you by prepare with the right knowledge, like coming to this live stream and learn the right thing. And when you have all the tools, all the skill thing happen, you have things to do, to action. That's it. You don't have to confuse, isn't it, Alina? Any last tips, anything that you would like to share with
Well, yeah, it was such wonderful talk to you, Lucy, again. I wish we would not end, but I think there was so much information compressed in this 1 hour. I think that's a lot of, just to think about it. And I would really recommend for every girl to join the groups and to learn from other, coaches, to see what they're saying, because you might not agree with everything I say. Maybe you'll find some other information that you really like. But what I'm telling you is 100% the rules. If you are a true rules girl, and as much as I know Lucy is a natural rules girl, I've been taught about the book, but our knowledge is very aligned with everything that we say. We really agree. So I recommend just to read the book, to watch our live stream again, maybe pick up, take notes, take the paper out and take notes, put it on anywhere on the wall and check in the morning. And this is how you become a rules girl. You practice.
Practice make it perfect, ladies. And without action, everything still my knowledge and Alina's knowledge, but action and dare to do it, then everything becomes yours. Because books and resources everywhere, but if you just learn and then you leave it there, it's just like you have the hands and then you feed the hands, but the egg is there. You don't even bother to take the eggs and cook it and make it your own meal. So knowledge is just like that. It's our knowledge. You want to become yours, practice, pay attention, take the action, and then that becomes yours. Okay, that's your message today. Accent. I love accent. Thank you so much, Alina. You're so beautiful today. Even me, I'm the girls. I already fall in love with you. So I hope that all the information, all the knowledge that we're sharing with you today is useful. Comment useful and send the heart to us. And thank you so much for coming and joining and sharing with us today, ladies. Thank you. Thank you, Alina. I will talk to you later. Okay. We will
talk to you. Bye-bye.
Have a next live stream very soon, so they don't have to wait. Beautiful combination, me young version, and then you 10 years later. Thank you, girls. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.